Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. Hope everybody's doing well. Wait, I believe everybody's doing well. I have faith everybody's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again, and you know why I'm excited. Tell me why. Right, because I'm talking to somebody. I love engaging in high vibrational and positive, energetic dialogues with people from around the world. And today is no exception. And before I keep you waiting any longer, I'm going to tell you her name of my amazing, extraordinary guest. Her name is Karen Lorre. And before she tells you anything about her, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, myself. So listen up. You don't want to miss this. Karen Lorre is passionate about helping people get rid of pain so they can live life the way they want it. Karen studied mind-body science at the University of California, then became an actress. Wow. Acting, it turns out, was the perfect petri dish for Karen to put that mind-body science into action. After having done over 1,000 hours of television and film, including a long role as One Life to Live's beloved Tina Lord. Yes, I'm familiar with that character. I used to watch all those programs like that. Daytime stories is what I call them. Karen discovered just how much power we have over our own physiologies and lives and puts that knowledge into use, helping thousands of people transform pain into pleasure. Karen is also the international best-selling author of Chronic Pleasure Effortless Enchantment, Chronic Pleasure in Relationships. Her work has been endorsed by Dr. Deepak, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Gay Hendrix, and many more. Dr. Bruce Lipton says Karen Lorre is an antidote to the pain of today's world of personal and global chaos. That is absolutely amazing. And thank you for coming on today. How are you doing, Karen?
Thank you so much for having me, Lou. I feel amazing, and I'm so thankful to be here and honored to be here.
Yes, yes. I'm a firm believer that, and you touched on this a little bit. Time is one of our most, if not the most, valuable assets. And for you to choose to spend even a moment of your time here with me, I just want to express my sincerest gratitude because you could have been anywhere and you're here with me. Thank you.
Aw, you're so sweet. Yeah, and thank you, because we're here,
Yes.
and then all of the people who are paying attention to this are here, and it's just nice. So thank you, everybody, for spending time with us, too.
Right, right. And before we get started, I want to get back into it. You have a beautiful, not only are you beautiful, but you're surrounded with beautiful things. I love plants, even though I don't really have a green thumb. So I see the plant and then that picture again. Where's that picture from?
Oh, this is a Tibetan, this big thing behind me. It's called
Yes,
Tonka.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's the Tonka of white Tara, which is a Tibetan god of compassion, and I was given to
Wow,
her. Big,
that's
huge.
amazing. And I want to get into your show, but into your story, into everything about you. But before I forget, you started to enlighten me on some things before this segment, and it was about we were talking about relationship and not getting used to people. What were you saying about that?
Well, a lot of people think, oh, I've been with somebody for a while, and so I know who they are, and there's no surprises here. But if you really know who somebody is, there's a constant surprise available,
Right.
because the actual experience of life, people are constantly growing if they're paying attention. They're constantly having new experiences. Their life is constantly new. Life is constantly presenting new things. And this moment right now is new. And then this moment is new. And then this moment is new. And so if you can take that newness and look at the people in your life with that newness and be present with them,
Right.
then you end up, you transform a relationship from being good to it being an eternal honeymoon, you know? And it doesn't matter if it's a friendship or a relationship with your mom, it still can be an eternal honeymoon if you're really present and if you're really recognizing that people have the capacity to shift very quickly, just like we can shift.
Right.
And when you're looking for the newness and looking for that which you love, you can't help but see it.
Wow. Wow. Well, we're well orchestrated. I resonate with that totally. And that reminds me of one of my favorite books, and that's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And
Mm.
it's amazing. And I've said this, and I know some people might be tired of listening to me say this, but when I first read that book, I didn't understand it. I mean, it was years ago. And when I first read it, I didn't understand it. I said, what do you mean all we have is now? And no, we don't. But then it took me a while to say, wait a minute, all those other things are just happening here. They don't exist anymore, you know? And it's just amazing if you can uh, tune into that and just be present, you know? And yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It is. And it's so interesting because in this now, we can be focused on something that feels good or focused on something that feels bad. And
Right,
when you focus on something that feels good, it enables you to be more present because you feel good and then you don't have to be attached. A lot of times we get kind of an addictive thing to things that feel bad.
right,
And
right.
that addiction it takes you away from the other person. You start to get preoccupied and all of a sudden you can't be present. And I think that's one of the things that gets in the way of relationships is somebody gets triggered in some way and then they're not who they are. They're not totally present. They can't see the other person. And then you can't have really clear communication because somebody's not really themselves in that moment. And when
Absolutely.
you learn how to feel good emotionally, to focus on the things you like, it's easier to relax. You're more centered, and then of course you see the other person and you can see what you like about them because you've been focusing on what you like in a way that feels consistent. Does that make
Right.
sense?
It makes total sense. And if you don't mind, I would like to read a quote that I just created probably like 2 days ago to tell you how the universe works and it orchestrates things. That what you're saying is right in alignment with what I wrote 3 days ago. And it says here, and I wrote it, I'm about to read it. It says, I believe that we are all human beings who have engaged in what is perceived as both positive and negative throughout our lives. However, at this point in my life, I choose to be and only surround myself with those who focus on the positive. Family is no exception. So that you just that really aligned with this, what you just said.
Yes, and I love that. I think you said that really well. And I will say, when you get really good at being positive and feeling really good consistently, and what I call loving unconditionally,
Right.
people can be in whatever state they're in and it doesn't bother you. You can still love them and still have a great time
Right.
and still enjoy them, even
Not
when,
attached.
yeah, you're not attached. And it's kind of like, when the puppy bumps its head and then it rolls over and it's being like goofy or it tears up the
Right.
sock. You
Right.
th- it doesn't bother you because it's like, oh, that's so cute, or when the little kid is trying to find their balance and then they fall down, you're not upset at them because it's part of the process, right? It's part of
Right.
their learning how to find their balance, or the puppy learning its boundaries. And with people, like when they are in a negative spot, for me, I just find it like really adorable. Like
Right.
it's easy for me to listen because I don't
Wow. That's a
I
new way I've never heard. It's really
yeah,
adorable. Okay.
yeah, because they're just, they're out of alignment. Obviously,
Out of alignment.
they can't talk
Exactly.
about something negative unless they're out of alignment. But for me, they're just like, ah, that's so sweet, and I can
That's
see
so sweet. They're so
I can see what their intention is, though. They might be saying, "Oh, this person, I hate this or I hate this," but what they're really saying is, I really care about this. And so I can
right.
see what they're actually talking about if I listen and I'm not trying to stop them. I can see, oh, you're so passionate about, people understanding that they have choice. I love that.
Right.
Even though they might have been saying, people are so stupid, they don't even know they have a choice,
Yes, it's true. We do have choice. We do.
Right, but to see what the person is saying based on what they aren't saying.
Right. Right. No, I get it. Based
And
on just yes, basically reading between the lines, and you have a certain level, of course, of just of intelligence that you can read that. You can read people's energy and what they're really trying to say. And through their emotion, they may be emotional, trying to convince you of the opposite, but you can see, oh, okay. And like you said, and if people don't care about something too, I hope I'm not jumping around, then they won't be as emotional about talking about it anyway. When someone tells you, I don't even care about blah, blah. Oh, okay, yeah, you do. Oh, that's so cute. You don't care.
you can't be condescending with that, because that'll go the wrong way. No,
I
I mean,
know. See, you're going to get me in trouble because now
yeah,
I
I'm
want to
so
use
sorry.
that.
No, don't. You can only do it if you actually do think they're adorable.
And I'm going to say the lady from One Life to Live told me to do this.
I mean, if you actually just think, I just love you so much. You're just amazing. I just love you
Yes.
so much. You're
No, I
just
get it. I really do
adorable
get
when
it.
you're in that space, then people have the permission to be where they are. They don't have to change to perform, in a certain way. They can be where they are and they feel seen, they feel heard, and I don't get negatively impacted.
Right.
And so I can stay in my happy, joyous, free place. And they then end up usually coming around to that, because when they feel heard, and then I've taken what they've said and I said, it seems like you really, whatever the thing is, it seems like you really want to have a great relationship. It seems like you really want to have things fresh and new all the time, but with the same person. It seems like you really love the person that's in your life and you want to see them with fresh eyes, right? So you can take the negative thing that somebody said. You're so beautiful, by the way. It can take,
Absolutely.
you're radiating. Um,
Thank you. I think I'm a reflection of you right now.
hmm.
So, when people are giving out for certain, this is just me. When people are radiating a certain energy, I reflect that, and I don't know if that's I don't want to use the word gift and curse, but that's as close as what I can think about right now. But that's where I need to work on, because you're radiating such positivity and such beauty and elegance. Um, I'm trying to reflect that. I'm reflecting that, and it works with the opposite, unfortunately, with me at times. If someone's reflecting a lot of negativity, then I'm reflecting that back. So what I've learned is, until I get a grip on that, is to tear myself away from the negative energy, from the negativity.
Yeah,
Go away.
it's
Yes.
stages. It's stages, yeah. And I think that was what I did at first. I had to leave the room. I'd say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Something about this conversation has upset me, and I'm going to go in the other room and get myself right, and I'll come back." And I would go out of the room. So I wouldn't blame it on them. I would just say, "Oh, I've been upset. I'm
Right.
going to go take care of it." And then I would go take me like 15, 20 minutes at the time. This is like 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Right.
And I'd do some writing, and then I'd feel good again. I'd come back out and I'd say, "Hi." And then they'd say, "Wow, you look so happy." I'm like, "Yeah, I feel really good. Thanks for letting me go. And
There
so
you
do
go.
that. And then now I don't need to do that, because I feel so, I'm super steady. Like my
Right.
steadiness is like that,
No, I
like
get it. I
expanding
get it.
in the
You've
steady.
arrived at that. You've
I
yes. You're
I
yeah.
mean, arrived is kind of a weird word, because
Not
it's not
arrived, but
I've stopped. I'm
that's
arrived
not
at
a shortcoming for you. That's all I can say.
yeah, yeah. I just feel free. I feel free.
Yes,
So
you feel free and balanced, and you're staying, like you said, like the you used before. Yes, that was the wrong context when I used arrive, but you're staying in balance, in harmony. Um,
yeah,
yes,
and I keep evolving,
yes, and
because otherwise
yes,
life would be no fun.
absolutely. Love. Yeah, basically that's it. That's what it boils down to, is love. People oftentimes take that word, they don't realize, they just throw it out there, and it's like, love means unconditional, means I'm good, whatever. I care about you. I love you, no, unconditionally. It's not because you are volatile or you're this way one moment and that way it's going to dictate how I feel. And that's amazing. And that's what I'm shooting for. Yes.
You'll get there for sure. I feel confident that you'll get there. Yeah, and
Yes.
I mean, I would add about love is that I don't have any concern about somebody, but I care. You know,
Wow. Say that again.
I don't have any concern, like a worry. I don't worry about people because that's kind of putting negative energy on somebody,
Right.
but I care.
But I care.
But I
Okay.
care in a way
Like
that's
that.
joyful. It's easy. Like I see the best in everyone. Even if somebody's upset, even if somebody's saying something negative, I just think, really, even if it's negative to me,
Right.
I'm like, you're so sweet. I love
I can't believe that anyone would even dare
I
say
know.
anything negative to you.
Can you believe that?
I
I
can't
mean, it
believe
hardly
that.
ever happens, but if
Yes.
it does happen, it doesn't, I'm like a seal. It just
Right. 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 And that kind of reminds me of what I like to affirm a lot. Maybe it doesn't, but to me, it just came to mind when I like to say I'm connected, but not attached. I'm connected to everything, but
That's beautiful.
attached to nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
that feels like the perfect place to be. You don't like,
Right.
so what I always say is I'm hooked up to my spirit or I'm hooked up to source. So everyone
Right.
else in my life is off the hook.
Wow.
So
Wow.
nobody has to be a certain way for me to be happy.
Yes.
You can
Absolutely.
you can be however
Absolutely.
you want to be and I will be happy because I feel like real happiness, and I don't mean like fake happy. I mean like actually,
Right.
you know,
Genuine.
genuine,
Uh, yes.
authentic,
Genuine
joyful.
joy and peace
Yeah.
and balance within yourself.
Yeah, and I think that that is the best place to really be of service in the world because
I like that. Of service, be of service. Yes.
you can't transmit something that you are not being.
Right.
So if people are wanting peace but they're angry, they're not creating peace. So in order to be, what Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Right.
In order to do that, you have to actually be it, be that change, be the place of love, be the place of peace. And then you start to evoke peace in those around you. And then that peace starts to radiate out, and there becomes more and more of that peace in your world. And then everybody in your world starts to become peaceful because you started it.
Wow. I like that. Wow. Let's get a little bit of thank you, by the way, but just schooling me today.
Oh,
I
sorry,
mean,
I didn't mean to school you.
no, I want to be schooled. That's not negative at all. I want to learn, and to learn different perspectives and have different views, because I don't know what I don't know, and I want to be aware and just look at things differently. So no, that I meant that in a good way. But excuse me, I want to get into a little bit in regards to you studied mind body science. Am I correct? Now, what caused you to do that?
Oh, I had this mom. I love her.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll tell you, every time I was sick, when I didn't want to go to school, she'd say, "Honey, is there anything at school that's bothering you? Did somebody hurt your feelings? Do you have a test you don't want to take? Is there something going on?" And I'd say, "Yeah, hurt my feelings." And she'd say, "Oh, tell me about it." And then I'd tell her, and then she'd say, "Okay, how you feeling?" And I'd be like, "I don't have a stomach ache anymore." And she'd say, "Okay, go to school." And I hated her at the time, but it was so brilliant because she helped me see. She doesn't even believe in mind body science, but she helped me see that my emotions, I think she was just doing it like intuitively. She helped me
Right.
see how my emotions were impacting my body. And so I was fascinated with it. By the time I got into high school, I would literally, that's all I wanted to do was read science books about how the mind impacted the body. And then when I studied that, and then when I became an actor, I watched it happen because with every single different character I played, it's a different consciousness, right? You're playing a
Right.
person,
Exactly.
different thinking,
You're
different history.
embodying someone different. Yes.
Right. And my body would shift with each character. And I'll just tell you this one thing because it was so trippy. I was on the stories, The One Life to Live, and I played Tina. Tina was pregnant, And I lived in New York, and they give you a leotard with pillows, that keep growing. But
Right.
it was a winter time, and it was too hard to like between at lunchtime to take off all the pillows, I mean all the clothes, and then take off the leotard. They should have leotard with snaps. They did not. So you had to like either take everything off and then take off the leotard, and then you'd have to put it all back on. So it's 20 minutes each side and you get 10 minutes for lunch.
Oh,
Or
wow.
just go to lunch with the pillow, right? So I'd go to lunch and with the pillow on, and people would say, "Oh my God, you're pregnant." And I'd say, "Oh no, I'm just an actress." And then they'd look at me funny. So I just said, "Oh, thank you," And then I'm on the show and I'm rubbing the belly, and I'm at lunch and I'm rubbing the belly and I'm acting like I'm going to have the baby and I'm doing all this stuff. About 4 or 5 months into it, the wardrobe girl came to bring the dress and the bra I normally wear with the dress, and the bra didn't fit. It fit around my waist. I mean, my under part, the back,
Right.
but the
Right.
cups. My breast had grown a whole new side. I had become a D cup, not a C cup. And she said, "Oh my God, you've grown a whole new size. I have to get you a new bra." So she left the room to go get a new bra, and I sat in my room and I went, "Oh my God, my mind believes I'm pregnant," and so
Right.
it's gearing up for this baby. And then
Right.
I had the baby, and I couldn't breastfeed because the actual baby's an actor, not mine. And so after about 3 or 4 weeks, my breast went back to a C. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is so crazy." And then
That's how powerful. Yes.
yeah, it's so powerful. And then once I understood just how much power we have with our mind, it's just fascinating to me, this whole
Right.
study. It's just incredible. And acting is the perfect petri dish for it, meaning you can do experiments by being different characters and
Right.
finding out how your physiology shifts.
Right. If I might add to that, but I don't want to shift it into anything negative, but I've heard stories of that in regards to acting where people were acting sick and then really became that way.
Yeah. And that's also what happens in real life.
Right.
Somebody will say, like, I know a lot of people. So I work with people and help them
Right.
heal their bodies and heal their lives.
Right.
And one of the things that a lot of people do that's unconscious, somebody said to me yesterday, it makes me sick what's going on in the world right now. And that will make you sick thinking
Right.
that way. When you see somebody doing something that you don't like, if you get a negative reaction, that negative reaction, I don't mean to scare people because you can heal it. So you don't have to be this way, but just to know that negative reaction that you get is creating toxins in your body. And one of the best things that you could do for the immune system is to be happy. I mean, I never have had any fear of anything since I've gotten into this place of unconditional love. I've had no fear, and my immune system takes care of things. If I do get something, it's gone so quickly and so easily, and I don't have any problem because I'm in this state of consistent joy and freedom and love.
Amazing. Amazing.
So
Wow.
yeah, so if you're an actor or if you're a person and you're realizing that you're saying like, "Oh, I'm playing sick as an actor," then undo it and talk about how healthy you are to yourself, as you're falling
Yes.
asleep.
Undo it. Yeah. Yes. That's a
I mean, because you've got to be able to act in a way that is fun for you, but also healthy. It's just like farming,
right.
on the earth, in the last 50 years, we've been using chemicals and things to farm, and it's depleted the earth. Whereas if you use, wildflowers and other, that attract the insects that eat the bugs that eat the plants, you start to regenerate the earth. And that when the earth is regenerated, it grows. So if you're playing a part that's negative, it's the same thing. You want to regenerate yourself, who you know yourself to be, that you're healthy, that you're strong, that you're an amazing actor, that you know how to play this part, that you're really good at it, that you're not going to get inundated by the part. You're not going to go crazy by the part. You're instead going to use the part as an opportunity to express something fun, even though it's playing sick. And then you're going to come back and, regenerate yourself every single
Right.
day before and after every scene.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
this is the thing. I'm wondering if if a lot of actors and actresses know to do that.
You know, I don't know if they know to do that, but I hope they'll watch it and watch this and do it. Because
Yes, yes.
so
See, so now, see, you have to get this video out to all your actors friends. Yes,
But it's so important because really what you think about, we create. Our thoughts are creative. And it's literally like it's almost like life is putty or Play-Doh, and our thoughts are the thing that is making the Play-Doh or the putty into the shape that we want it to be. And so when you're having thoughts of a character that's not you, or even if you're just pretending to be somebody, not as an actor, but just, or, you know, a lot of people will walk around being ashamed. Shame is one of the most toxic things that can happen. And it's understandable because people are taught to be ashamed by other people who were taught to be ashamed. So it's nobody's fault. But when you learn how to undo it, when you have somebody, like I help my clients undo the shame, so freeing. And so really paying attention to how you think and how you feel is so key. And then shifting it when you don't feel good. That's huge.
wow, wow, that's amazing. Wow, I can sit here and listen to you all day and all night. I tell you that much. And I know people I will hear it from people if I don't ask you this, and you're already sort of talking about the subject, but acting, how did that unfold? How did you become an actor
You know,
or actress?
I it's so funny because I always wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a scientist, and I was a nerdy girl,
Right.
nerdy, nerdy, nerdy. And then one day I was watching TV with a friend, and he said, "You could do that." And I thought, huh. And I never even had thought about acting. I mean, I'd been in a couple plays, but not anything big. Although I will say, when I was about 3 years old, there was a performance of my Mame, I think it was. And I remember running, I was in my parents' lap or something, and somehow I got out and ran down the aisle and climbed up onto the stage and was just looking at, I think it was Shirley MacLaine, but I'm not sure, whoever it was on the stage, because I was really little. But I was just like, watching her. She kept singing and doing the thing. And I just remember, oh, but so when somebody said I could do that, I thought about that and I thought, God, I'd like to try that. And then I thought, well, I'll take an acting class. And I took an acting class. And while I was in the first class, I had that golden light. Oh my God, this is the best feeling I've ever had, feeling.
Yes.
And I loved it so much. And then I kept thinking, should I do science? Should I do acting? Should I do science? Should I do action? And there was a voice in my head that said, do you want to do something linear and what other people are teaching you to do, or do you want a life of adventure? And I was driving and I thought, oh, adventure, that's my thing. I'd like adventure. And so the next day after I had made that decision, I was out to lunch and I said to somebody, I'm going to be an actor, because acting to me was the life of adventure. And my friend said, well, you should get an agent. And I said, what is an agent? And he said, well, they help you get acting jobs. And I said, oh, cool. I said, how do you get an agent? And he said, you got to get a manager. And I said, oh, okay. What is a manager? And he said, they help you get an agent. And I said, oh, okay. And so I literally we walked out of the restaurant. He actually went to the restroom and I'm waiting for him outside. And this woman walks up to me and she looks at me and she goes, are you an actress? And I said, yeah. I decided, an hour
Yes.
before.
Yes.
Yes, I am. And she said, great, I'm a manager and my name is Dolores. Here's my card and call me. I
Oh,
want you to call me tomorrow. I'd love to work with you. And I was like, and then my friend came out at the right as she was walking in. He's like, what was she talking about? I go, she's a manager and she wants me to call her. And he's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So
wow.
that's kind of how it happened. And things just started to like unfold. I just started to get different jobs and I liked it so much. And yeah, so it just started happening in that way.
Wow. And and you did that. Whether you were conscious of it or not, you made a decision in your mind and you drew all the bridges of incidences that unfolded in that
That's a
that
beautiful way
particular.
to say it. All the bridges of incidences. I love that.
Yes.
That's so poetic.
Yes, yes. I got that from who did I get that from? The Bridge of Incidents. I think no, it wasn't Joseph Murphy. It was, yeah, I think it was Joseph. It's an author by the name of Joseph Murphy. I've
I
listened to
love Joseph Murphy.
a few of his segments, and I pick up on some of his very beautiful vocabulary. You know, I read a lot, and um, well, let me rephrase that. I'm a voracious reader. So yes, so yeah, I like to pick up if I hear something that sounds poetic and beautiful. I try to incorporate it if I can, remember,
I love that.
in
And
my conversation.
Joseph Murphy was one of my first teachers. Not, I mean, I never met him, but just reading his books.
Yes, no, I get you. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's my teacher.
I started reading them when I was on One Life to Live. Somebody gave them to me, and so I love Joseph Murphy. Yeah, he has a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind.
Conscious mind. Yes, I have
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes, he has a power of prayer. Books about getting rich and attracting money, and everything is based on, like you said, the power of your thoughts, your thinking, and
Your thoughts and your emotion, and
your
that's
emotions. Yes,
I
yes,
didn't get that from him as much that I recall at that time.
right,
But I think the emotions, so we have neurons in our heart and in our gut. That
right,
means brain cells. And the brain cells in our heart have a different consciousness than the brain cells in our brain. And there's an
right,
actual, they've done studies and they show that the neurons that go from the nerves that go from the heart to the brain, there's more like a superhighway from the heart
right,
to the brain. And it's kind of like a small dirt road from the brain to the heart. And so for me, I think of learning things through my heart,
right.
because my heart, and I say things, like if I'm saying something to myself, I don't say it to my head, I say it to my heart. Well, I say it to my whole body, different parts of my body, but mostly to my heart, and then my heart communicates it with my brain.
Wow, that is
And then
amazing. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and then I bypass programming, and I can shift programming because I'm coming from a different consciousness, which is the
Wow,
heart compared to the brain.
wow, and that doesn't sound foreign to me, because I had a conversation with an extraordinary gentleman by the name of Dan Matthews, who is he was, I believe, a nuclear physicist or whatever. But matter of fact, after the show, if you don't mind, I'd like to share the link with Matthews, and he talked about and that you could watch it. He talked about exactly in a little bit more depth exactly what you're talking
I
about
love
the
that. Yeah, I would love that. I love that.
yes, I'll share it
Yeah.
with you. Yeah, he's a gentleman by the name of Dan Matthews, and he's just amazing. Every time I speak with him, oh, it's just, again, I'm being schooled. I'm like a pupil in the schoolhouse, just like listening. And he's just, you ready? You ready, Luke? All right, here we go. And then he just throws it all out there, and it's just amazing.
I love
And
that.
matter of fact, he just sent me a message when I was out of the country, and said that he would like to speak with me sometime soon again. So we've already had like 3 segments, but I'll definitely send you the link that says I think I don't want to, it's called the title was the 7 minds or something like that. So all these thinking centers in your
Oh
body,
yeah. We have
not just this one.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, there's sinking centers in the sexual organs and in
Yes. Oh, well, yes. I think most men know that.
and I want more women to know it.
Yes, I think a lot of men know that. Yeah. Yeah. I
Because
think at times.
it's really amazing. Our whole body is listening to us all the time. And I really believe that every single cell of us is listening, because I've watched how my body has healed since I got into this state of love. I used to have narcolepsy, which is where you fall asleep 20
Oh,
times a day and
yes.
you're awake at night. And I don't have that anymore. I used to have depleted adrenals, depleted thyroid. My eyesight was failing. My hair was thinning. I mean, I just had, I can't even remember all the things. Oh, chronic pain. Now I have chronic pleasure. I have abundant energy. I sleep like a freaking teenager.
Yes.
My eyesight improved. My hair has gotten at least a third more thicker. My nails have gotten stronger.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to try that so I can get some thicker hair too.
Yeah, I can help you. No,
Yeah.
no, I've got all these people growing new hair. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's not
Okay.
actually that hard. People think doctors tell you it's all this stuff. It's so easy. Um,
Okay.
so, but yeah, it's everything shifted as I got into more and more emotional joy and freedom. And so the power that we have, both of our mind, but also of, the emotional thing, feeling really good, that power it's amazing. It's
Amazing.
amazing the things you can transform.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Can we touch a little bit uh on your book? Now, what's the title of our book again?
I have 3 books.
Okay. The,
Sorry.
I think you just the reason why I said the book because I think you just mentioned one book in
Oh
your.
no, this is the first book.
Oh no, you mentioned more than one book. You're right.
Yeah. This is
So
Chronic Pleasure. This is the
Chronic
first book.
Pleasure. Yes, I'm looking at that. Effortless Enchantment. Okay, I got it.
This is the first book, and it helps you let go of pain and fatigue and have vibrant energy. And it was endorsed by Deepak Chopra and Dr. Bruce Lipton and Gay Hendrix, and it's good. And Deepak said, Karen Lorre's love radiates to you as you read Chronic Pleasure. You can trust that Karen is the real deal. She embodies chronic pleasure and teaches you to do the same. That's
Wow,
so
I'm gonna have to
sweet.
pick that book up. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, but I can send you a free link so you can download it. In fact, I'll give
No,
everybody
I
a free.
want to support your book. Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
okay. It's
yeah.
okay. Book smarter. But
No,
I'm not giving
I
it to
gotta have the physical book. That's just me.
you. Okay. This is my second book. This is a memoir just because I was an actress and my publisher said, that she wants it to be a memoir, and it was endorsed by like the guy who wrote The X-Files, Chris Carter, and a guy who's
Wow.
produced like 50 movies, um, who's gotten Academy Awards. He also endorsed it. This is my last book, and it's so far not my last book, but my latest book.
Latest book, yes.
And this is Chronic Pleasure in Relationships, and it's really written for women, inspire the best in men. But men read it and they like it, and you could use the principles for your children or for your cousin or for your long lost aunt, whatever, to have
Amazing.
a better relationship. Yeah, so all
Wow.
books are fun. They all make you feel good in some way. Um, yeah.
Yes. So yes, that link. Yeah, I'll gladly accept the link, but I will definitely go on to Amazon and order that book. I love it. I have a library, so I just something about the feeling the physical book. I haven't gotten into the reading books online yet, or yeah, I
Yeah.
just love the pages. I like turning the pages and listening to my classical music, my Mozart, my Sebastian Bach, and listening to that while I'm reading, and I just
Mm,
really sink into those pages, into the
I
mind
love
of the author. So
I love that.
that's my meditation right there.
This book can also be on, it's also on Audible. And I narrated it. I haven't narrated the other 2 books yet, but I will, hopefully. And but that one's on Audible if somebody is listening and they like to listen while they run or walk or drive or wash the dishes or cook or something.
Yes, amazing. Yes, I've listened to quite a bit of material, like you
Yeah.
said, by Joseph Murphy and Neville Goddard, and wow, just amazing. Ernest Holmes, Earl Nightingale. I love listening to those gentlemen and
Mm,
the way they articulate themselves and they express themselves and the way that they use the English language. It's just amazing. It's like some type of power, like I'm listening to something very majestic and just I love listening to him. Just
mm.
Joseph Murphy, I believe he's from Ireland. So then that accent that he has, it just adds, a
Yeah, I
magical
didn't know that. I've only read
element.
the book, so I've never heard his accent, but that makes sense. Joseph
Yes,
Murphy is quite an Irish name now.
yes, it's quite. Yes. Um, yeah, I have a lot of links on YouTube that I listen to his actual voice. It's
Oh,
amazing,
that's so cool. Okay, I love that.
absolutely amazing. But yes, before we conclude this segment, how can people um, find you? If they need to seek your services, you work with people.
Yeah, I coach
You coach
people.
people.
I have the
Okay.
best I have the best clients. I love my clients. They're just amazing. It's so fun, and I watch them transform their relationships or transform their physiology or transform their finances, and it's just the most gratifying feeling in the world. It's just wonderful. So the way people can reach me is they can either go, what I would say is if you go to chronicpleasurebook.com, chronicpleasurebook.com, you can get all my books on there for free, and then my information, my contact, my email, everything is in the back of the books.
Okay.
And I think you'll get the books through an email, so then you can just also respond to that email. And I also want to share, I have 2 podcasts out, and one is called Chronic Pleasure Podcast. And that podcast, they're all on all the podcast places. And that podcast is basically just me talking about different questions that people have and then helping people find the answer, so that it makes people feel really good when they listen, apparently. So they say. And then the second podcast I'm just starting, but I'm super excited about it. It's called Stories We Love. And I'm talking to people who do things that are really benefiting the world, like picking up litter on their paddleboard, or doing regenerative farming, or creating green energy, or saving baby eagles, or creating joyful schools. So I have all these cool people that I'm talking to. So I get to learn from everybody all these wonderful things. Did you know that all the nourishment that plants and animals have for us when we eat them comes from the soil? The soil contains our
Absolutely.
probiotics, our amino acids, our minerals, everything, and then the plant soaks it up from the soil. So when you're eating food that's not organic, when you're eating food that has been grown with pesticides on dead land, on monocrops,
Right.
you're not getting any fuel. You're not getting
Right.
any real
Nutrients.
nourishment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that was something cool to learn, you know. And so there's just, I'm learning things all the time with that show. So that's a really fun show. It's called Stories We Love. And the other one is Chronic Pleasure. And then to get the free books, and then to get access to all that, you'll find out all that stuff. It's chronicpleasurebook.com.
Wow. And just for my own information, did you share with me links to everything that you just said?
I believe so. If I didn't,
Okay. Because I
share
want to incorporate all
Uh,
those links into the description, into the description of this segment. Once I upload it, edit it, and get it up, I want people to just be able to read, and then click,
I
So
love it. Yeah,
yes,
thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Well,
yes.
I just really appreciate you. I appreciate how, I mean, you're so radiant. It's just really wonderful. Your eyes are sparkling, your skin is glowing, it's just really lovely to be with you. And if you want, I'll share with you the things to make your hair grow.
Okay. I think I've become accustomed to this look now. The
Yeah, it's
bald
handsome.
head.
It's handsome. It's handsome. It's just that you were you know,
Yeah.
you were
But no, I still want to know, yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, at a later time. I don't want to give that secret to everybody. I don't want everybody to be
Oh
able
no,
to grow that.
everybody can grow their hair. I'll share it right now.
Oh,
You get
okay. Well, go ahead.
I'm going to share it because it's so goofy. So on, they have these things. They're made out of silicone and they're like scrubbers. They're like I think it's called a scalp scrubber, or I don't know what it's called, but if I find it, I can put a link. And then you scrub your head when it's dry. You just scrub, like, not when if your hair is wet, it's not as good. So you scrub
Okay.
it, scrub it, and you get all this blood flow to your head. Then you imagine your head. Imagine a head of hair like my niece's hair. She has hair like she's like she has more hair than all of Europe. I mean, it's just a lot of hair. And so I just imagine her hair on my head. And I mean, her hair is just like,
So you're using your thoughts as well.
I'm using my thoughts, and
Okay.
and then I also talk about, I say, oh, I look in the mirror and I say, oh, I love my thick, beautiful, healthy, shiny hair, and then my hair has become what I said it was. I've said that for a while and my hair has become that. But the scrubber, really, my hair started growing. My hair was growing with my imagination, and that was great. My imagination led me to the scrubbers. I get 2 of them so I could do them at the same time, save time. Because I do it for like 5 minutes, and then your whole scalp is energized. I do it over my ears. Oh, it feels so good. I do it on my whole face, my neck. I do it anywhere you want to feel more blood flow. And then everything's nourished, all your follicles are nourished. And anything that's not good, like if any follicle is plugged or something from shampoo or something that you
Right.
didn't, right? It gets dislodged, so your
Right.
hair starts to go, oh my God, I'm getting all this blood flow, I'm so happy, I feel so good, and then it starts growing more.
Wow. So these things, what are they called
It's like
again?
a scalp scrubber, and they're like, mine is purple, and they have one side that has longer little things that are made out of silicone, longer little
Okay. Yeah, like
things,
yeah, spikes, like yeah.
like little spikes, yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
sharp, they
Yeah,
bend.
they're not sharp.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
the other side is smaller spikes,
Yes.
and I think they're called scalp scrubbers. I mean, I bought them like a year ago, so I don't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
If I
Well,
can find
maybe
it,
maybe next time you see me or
yeah,
if we
I'll bring him to the chair because they're in the other room
okay,
next
no,
time.
no, it's fine. But yeah, hopefully, yeah. Maybe next time you see me,
Yeah.
we engage in the show, I'll have a full head of hair.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be interesting though?
Yeah,
I,
it would be.
my friends who have tried it and my clients who have tried it have all let me know that they see growth right away, and not right away, within like 2 weeks.
Okay.
If you do it consistently,
Consistently. So
almost
you scrub the scalp what every day for what 10 minutes?
5-10 minutes, till it feels like it's like almost buzzing with blood flow, like your
Blood flow.
scalp. And I
Yes.
bent over, so I'm bent over, and I'm just because my hair's not in the way, and I'm
Right.
scrubbing and do that whole thing, and it feels really good.
Right.
Just like it's a scalp massage, like
Right.
I think everybody, well, almost I'd say like 93% of people have to love scalp massage.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Especially if somebody else is doing it too, or
Yeah,
somebody's washing your hair or doing this to your scalp. Oh, it feels great.
so good. Yeah, and then you do that, and sometimes I'll do it twice. So I do it, and then I go do something else, like go work out for 10 minutes because I do a workout that takes 10 minutes, which is great.
Right.
And then I go back and I do it again. So I'm getting a blood flow, relax, blood flow, so if you can do it a couple times, it's best, but it depends on your schedule and your day.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for sharing that with me and everyone.
Imagine also that you have the hair you want to.
Yes, imagine and see yourself. Like you said, even some hair on someone else, picture that being on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe even cut out a picture of something of hair that you want or to be like and look at it every
Yeah.
day.
I mean, I don't know how to Photoshop, but if you did, you could take somebody else's hair and put it on your picture.
Yes.
Just to look at it.
Yes,
I mean, I've done that with everything in my body, really. I didn't Photoshop it, but I just imagined my body I wanted
yes. No,
Yeah.
I totally get it. I mean, I'm not making light of that at all because, like I said, I'm a student of like Joseph Murphy and Neville Goddard, and that's exactly where their focus lies, is on using your mind and your visualizing and your emotions to create.
Absolutely.
Yes, that we're all creators. Yes.
Yes.
Amazing. So I want to thank you very much again, Karen, for sharing some of your time with me and just your beautiful, just radiant energy and just everything that you've enlightened us with today. I just appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody who's paying attention and listening. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you, Luton. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your night or
Yes,
day.
you too. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I send you love, peace, happiness, abundance. May it all circulate in all areas of your life continuously. Yes, thank you very much. And yes, look up Karen Lorre. And yes, okay, let's do it. See you soon. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved.